Subtracting Integers, Part 1. In today's lesson, students will learn how to subtract integers by remembering same, add, opposite. By remembering what? Same, add, opposite. Did you know that when you subtract integers, that it is the same as adding integers? Did you know that? Who thinks that addition and subtraction are the same? Okay? Well, really, isn't addition the opposite of subtraction? They are. But what we do is we use this saying to change subtraction into addition. Okay? So you're going to always remember when you subtract integers that you are going to remember same, add, opposite. Okay? All right, try it with me. Try it with me. Same, add, opposite. So we're talking about subtracting integers. We're talking about what? Subtracting integers. Okay, so you're going to subtracting, okay, subtracting goes in the blank. Okay. When subtracting integers, remember, same, that's number one. Number two is, what do you think? It's add. And number three is opposite. It's what? Opposite. Okay? So we need to talk about what opposite means. When you use same, add, opposite, you are changing subtraction into addition. You're doing what? Yes. But you have to know what an opposite number is, so we're going to go ahead and talk about that. When you talk about an opposite, a what? Opposite. These are integers that have the same distance from 0 on the number line. They have the same distance, but they have opposite, what do you think? Opposite what? Opposite signs. Okay? So, we're going to read. What is an opposite? An opposite is, read it with me, here we go. Integers that have the same distance on the number line, but opposite signs. So, if I ask you, for example, what number did I circle on the number line? What number is that? It's not 2, it's positive 2, right? It's positive 2. Well, the distance from 0 to 2 is 2 jumps, right? 1, 2. The distance is 2. Yes? Now, if I ask you, what is the opposite of positive 2? What is the opposite of positive? The opposite of positive, or addition, is what? The opposite is negative. What's the opposite of positive? Negative. So let's look at negative 2. Okay, if I say that the opposite of 2 is negative 2, all right, what's the distance from 0 to negative 2 on the number line? Let's look. 1, 2, right? I jump. 1, 2. So the distance is the same, isn't it? From 0 to 2, the distance is 2. From 0 to negative 2 is what? It's 2. So they have the same distance, right? It's the same number of jumps. You jump 2 times, either to the left, negative, to the left, positive, to the right. But when you jump to the right, you have positive. When you jump to the left, you have what sign? What sign is this? Negative. Very good. So we're going to take a look at the first subtraction problem. Read it with me. It says positive 3 minus a negative 4. So you see how we're subtracting integers. The integers we're subtracting, we're taking a positive 3 and then we're trying to subtract a negative 4. Okay. So we use same, add, opposite. So what's the first integer? What's the first integer? Positive 3, right? Okay, so we're going to go ahead and write the same integer right here. So this is positive 3. You could write it as 3 or positive 3. That's fine. Okay, they're the same. Are they the same? Yes. Now we're going to change the subtraction sign always to addition. Okay, so we're going to change it to addition so we can add these integers instead of subtract. All right. Now, we're going to take a look at the opposite of the second integer. What's the second integer? It's negative 4. What is the opposite of negative 4? What's the opposite of negative? Positive 4, right? Yeah. So that changes into positive 4. Now, what we can do is now we have two integers that we can add because we know how to add integers because we're going to remember the song, and the song goes like this. Same signs, add and keep. Stop. What did I just say? Same signs, add and keep. Let's look at the integers. We have a positive 3 and a positive 4. We're adding them. Do they have the same signs? Is this positive and this is positive? Yes. So we're going to go ahead and add these together and keep the positive sign. So we're going to write, we have a positive 3, which we can write as 3, right? Then we're going to add a positive 4. All right. So we're going to keep the positive. So the answer should be positive what? What's 3 plus 4? We say 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The answer is positive 7. Okay, so let's read number 2 together. Look at the first integer. What's the first integer? It says negative 3 minus a positive 4. So the first integer is negative 3. You're subtracting, what's the second integer? Positive 4. Okay, so we say same. That's the first integer, right? What is the same integer as negative 3? The same? You're just going to go ahead and write negative 3 right here, right? That's the same, yeah? Negative 3 is the same as negative 3. They match. Okay, you're going to change the subtraction to the opposite of subtraction, which is addition. So you're going to change this into an addition sign. Always going to put a plus sign where you see add. What are you going to do? Put a plus sign where you see add. And then we're going to look at the opposite of the second integer. What is the opposite of positive 4? What's the opposite of positive 4? Well, here's positive 4. What's the opposite? Negative 4. What is it? Negative 4. So we're going to change this to negative 4. Very good. Okay. Now we look at our new problem. The new problem says negative 3 plus a negative 4. Okay, well, we know how to do that. Let me ask you about these integers. Do they have the same signs or different signs? Are they both negative? Are they both negative? Yes. So we say same signs, add and keep. Stop. They're the same signs, right? Don't sing the rest of the song. All right. So we have a negative 3. We're supposed to add a negative 4. Okay? So you can go ahead and circle the addition sign because it's telling you need to add these negatives together. Okay, same signs, add and keep. We have a negative 3 and a negative 4. Well, we're going to keep the negative, but we're going to add 3 plus 4. Remember what 3 plus 4 is? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So the answer is negative 7. Very good. Okay, read problem number 3 with me. It says positive 3, what does it say? Positive 3 minus a positive 4. So we're going to look at the first integer. What is the same as positive 3? It is positive 3. Okay. Then you change the subtraction sign to addition. So we're just going to put a plus sign where we see add. So we can add integers. And we're going to look at the opposite of this integer, which is the second integer. What is the opposite of positive 4? The opposite of positive 4 is negative 4. Very good. Just change the sign. Okay, and if you would like, you can put that in parentheses. All right? So the new addition problem we have says positive 3 plus a negative 4. Now, are these numbers different colors? Are they different colors? Yes. 3 is positive and 4 is negative. So do they have different signs? Do they? Yes. So you say, sing the second part of the song. Different signs subtract. Keep the sign of the higher number, then you'll be exact. All right, so different signs. Now, when you look at 3 and 4, and you take the absolute value. You take the what? Absolute value. You pretend they're both positive. Okay, what's bigger, 3 or 4? What's bigger, 3 or 4? Okay, it's 4. So you're going to say, all right, 4, and I know I have to subtract 3, don't I? Okay, I have to subtract 3. But we're going to keep the sign of the higher number. What is higher, 4 or 3? I asked you. What is higher? It's 4, isn't it? So that's going to be the sign. So what is the sign of negative 4? The sign is negative. So the answer will be negative, okay? But we must subtract 4, take away 3. So we say 4, 3, 2, 1. And the answer to this problem is negative 1. Take a look at the last problem, problem number 4. Read it with me. It says negative 3 minus negative 4. Okay, so we have to think about same, add opposite. So what is the same as negative 3? We're going to keep this the same. What's the same as negative 3? Negative 3, right? They're the same. They match. So the first integers are the same. Now we're going to add, so just put a plus sign. We're changing the subtraction into addition. The opposite of negative 4. What's the opposite of negative 4? What's the opposite of negative 4? It's positive 4. That's right. Okay, great. So now, we're going to take a look at this problem. It says negative 3 plus a positive 4. Do these have the same signs or different signs? Tell me. Same signs or different signs? Different. So we say, sing, different signs, subtract. Keep the sign of the higher number, then you'll be exact. Okay, so we're going to subtract. But first, I'm going to ask you, which number is higher if you look at these numbers as if they are both positive, the absolute value? 3 or 4, what's bigger? Just like in the last problem, it's 4, isn't it? So with the bigger number at the top, which is 4, but because they have different signs, you have to what? Different signs, subtract. Good. You're going to subtract 3, and you want to keep the sign of the higher number. If the higher number is 4, what sign is next to 4? What sign is this? What sign is this right here? It's positive, right? So your answer will have to be positive once you subtract. You say 4, 3, 2, 1. So 4 plus a negative 3 is positive 1. Now you're going to try some problems on your own.